secondary glazing was one of the first things that we thought about when we wanted to improve the eco footprint of this church. The windows have always been a big problem. It's a big church with a high ceiling and big windows, and we knew that we were losing a lot of heat through those windows, and we thought if there was one thing we could want to do for this church was to put secondary glazing in. Once we decided on secondary windows, our architect and project manager told us about Granada and that they could do large windows, and he'd worked with Granada before and recommended them to us. We were really pleased that we found a company which was fairly local to us, and the price was good too.
We were first made aware of the project from an architect that we'd worked with previously, and he asked us to meet on site for a church in North Yorkshire that had a requirement for secondary glazing. So one of the things that we do as a business, Granada, we will meet our clients, we will do a full walk around of the building to establish the correct glazing, the correct glazing styles, and then actually start to work together the budget pricing for the project. Once we'd done the initial walk around and had a look at the building itself, we decided upon using our horizontal sliding units. Those units would allow us to use very large panes of glass whilst making a feature and keeping the uniqueness of the church in full view. So we actually decided to frame the primary windows by installing horizontal sliding units directly to the surface of the building. So the glazing specification that we chose for this project was 6mm toughened low E glazing. And that has multiple benefits. Because there are very large windows in the church, the 6mm allows us to produce really large panes of glass that can be produced in one section, but the low E technology in the glass will really improve the thermal performance of the building, allowing them to reduce their carbon footprint and reduce their energy costs at the same time.
The secondary glazing units have made a huge difference to the church. It was noticeable straight away. It felt so much quieter and calmer. It felt warmer straight away, and it's made a huge difference to the groups that use the church too. They've noticed it as well, and that's great. We are really pleased with the look of the secondary glazing units. They just look as if they've been there forever, and they just blend in so well with the rest of the interior. This church is in a conservation area, so we didn't want to remove the stained glass windows, and we couldn't remove the stained glass windows. And so we can still see them. They're just like they've always been, but the units in front of them just fit so well. And look fantastic, and they really just add something to the whole look of the church.
So on this particular project there were quite a few unique designs that we had to consider. First of all, we had to fit our windows to the surface of the building, which is quite an uncommon practice. Our windows are normally fitted within the reveal, but on this particular occasion, because of the feature of the primary windows with the beautiful leaded lights within the church, we decided to make a feature of those leaded lights and use a slightly larger window surface mounted to the face of the church to make a full feature of the primary windows. Still give you the benefits of the thermal performance and the acoustic performance, but make a real feature of the windows. There was one particular window within the church which situates itself along the staircase strings, and because of the design of the staircase and where it was located in the building, we had to make very unique bespoke windows to sit on top of the staircase string.
The installation process only took a week. With so many large windows to complete, that was amazing. We were really pleased with that. And the team were efficient and turned up on time promptly and finished promptly, and that was brilliant too. And they were so kind and polite, and they even did extra bits of work for us connected to the windows that we had struggled to complete ourselves. So we were really thrilled with the team that came to do the work.
A lot of these buildings throughout the UK obviously have a requirement now for reducing their carbon footprint and reducing their energy costs. I think what a lot of clients don't realise is that by installing secondary glazing into a building, you keep the uniqueness of the building, you meet the conservation requirements that's required for the local area, but you get to achieve those thermal and acoustic performances by introducing secondary glazing into the scheme.
I would recommend Granada secondary glazing for anybody really, but particularly for churches. But they've been so efficient and kind and helpful, and gone the extra mile to help us get these windows fitted, and they are fantastic. So I would really be pleased to recommend them.